Okay, welcome to the next episode, everybody. The camera slowly pans across the camp, and then Pro Man trembles. His shoulders shake. Tears are streaming rapidly from underneath his visor, hitting the ground one after another. He says, "I really thought I had it. I thought I played it right, but I just ruined everything." Flashbacks echo in his head, Grumpy Bear calling him pathetic, Jewel criticizing him, the loss still fresh. From the shadows nearby, Shadow the Hedgehog is crouched low on one knee, silently watching. His eyes narrow as he hears everything. Oh god. He doesn't interrupt, he just listened. Nah, y'all did. Pro Man's sobbing gets louder. And then Shadow steps in. Yeah, Jules did. Without a word, Shadow stands up, walks forward, stomping directly in front of Pro Man. He crosses his arms, silent, still, protective. Pro Man looks up slightly, but Shadow says nothing. He just stands there like a shield, menacingly. The others arrive. Footsteps approach. They're heading towards the area. Shadow doesn't even turn his head fully. Shadow calm but firm. Darnell, Matt, Shaggy, and Oswald, they pause. Walk away now, go stand by Garfield. The exchange looks confused, but they can tell this isn't a request. Even Shaggy, who hesitates, slowly backs off with the others. Now it's just Shadow with Pro Man behind him and Grumpy Bear and Jewel in front. Shadow slowly turns, his expression is cold. Yeah, y'all did. Serious, dumb playing game. Y'all cooked. Shadow snaps one at a time. First is Grumpy Bear. Shadow steps forward slightly, sharp controlled anger saying you. Grumpy Bear raises an eyebrow unimpressed. Shadow says, "You think tearing someone down makes you strong?" Then there's silence, Shadow's voice rising. All I heard was someone who got lucky and started acting like they earned everything. Grumpy Bear scoffed, saying, "Oh please, he couldn't handle the game." Shadow cutting him off, saying, "No, you couldn't handle winning without turning it into something ugly." The air gets tense. Then Jewel sparkles. Shadow shifts his gaze, and you. Jewel crosses her arms, saying, "I was just telling the truth." Shadow says, "No, you piled on." Jewel expression tightens. Shadow says, "You saw someone already down, and you decided to make sure they stayed there." Shadow steps back in front of Pro Man again, saying, "He's done more in this game than either of you could ever give him credit for." Shadow says, "And I'm not letting you tearing him apart from it. I'm not letting you tear him apart for it." Pro Man quietly looks up, still shaking but listening. Shadow turns fully toward both of them, cold with authority. "For that, you two just earned yourself a penalty." The others in the distance react. Matt says, "Oh dang." "Oh dang" is right. Darnell says, "Yikes." Shadow says, "Next challenge, you two start last." Pause. "And you'll be carrying extra weight the entire time." "Are you calling them fat?" Grumpy Bear's eyes widen slightly. Jewel clenches her fist. Oh, Jewel is done. Jewel about to be the one to crash out. Jewel about to beat somebody up. Shadow doesn't wait for a response. He turns his head back on them and kneels slightly behind besides him. Not saying anything flashy, just quieter now. Shadow low voice says, "You're not pathetic." Pro Man's breathing slowly steadies. From afar, the Alliance watches. He says, like maybe we're on the wrong side of this, man. Oswald and Jewel exchange a look. The cracks are now starting to show. And then do all three of those in order while Shadow is willing to help his friend. Crap. By asking him what he wants to do for the time being. Alright, let's see. After the confrontation, Shadow is still crouched down slightly beside Pro Man. The others are far off, whispering and watching. Shadow quite steady, saying, "What do you want to do?" Pro Man wipes his visor, still shaky, saying, "I don't want to just sit here feeling like this." He pauses, saying, "I want to watch. I want to see who actually means what they say." What? Shadow nods once, saying, "Then stay with me." Pro Man slowly stands up, still hurt but no longer alone. Garfield announces lazily, "Alright, contestants, today's challenge is about carrying emotional and physical baggage." Everyone groans. Each contestant must carry a heavy stone bag. They must complete a long obstacle course. Along the way, they'll be forced to cross balance beams, climb walls, and crawl through tight tunnels. Penalty applied. Grumpy Bear and Jewel Sparkles start 30 seconds late and carry double weight. Garfield says, "Try not to cry about it or do, I don't care." And then, early struggles. Matt sprints ahead immediately using pure athletic skill. How? Matt, how much aura do you got? He gonna make it to the final five, I'm telling you. Darnell keeps a steady, smart pace. Oswald struggles but stays determined. Shaggy hangs back slightly, clearly distracted. Grumpy Bear's straining, saying, "This is ridiculous." He stumbles under the weight. Jewel says this isn't fair. She tries to rush and immediately slips off a beam from the sidelines. Pro Man watches silently. Shadow stands beside him. Matt dominates. He flies through the obstacles like it's nothing. Don't tell me Matt gonna get immunity. Matt says, "Let's go." Darnell stays smart. Oh, I like that. He avoids risky jumps and passes others who mess up. Oswald refuses to quit. Even when he falls, he keeps getting back up. "Okay, Poppy." From Trolls, not from Poppy Playtime. Just for clarification. If you know, you know. Shaggy hesitates. He keeps looking between his alliance and the outsiders. Garfield smirks, saying, "Mid-May twist, you may drop your weight, but you must help someone else to the finish." Everyone freezes. Matt ignores it, keeps going solo. Darnell considers, but keeps playing smart. Oswald struggles alone, and Grumpy Bear refuses to help, too stubborn. Shaggy looks over at Oswald, who can barely make it up the wall, then at his alliance, who doesn't even look back at him. Shaggy says quietly, like mad, he drops his bag. Matt shouting, "Shaggy, what are you doing?" Man, man, you already first place at this race, so Shaky says helping someone who actually needs it. He runs over to Oswald and helps push him up the wall. A line's flip mid-challenge. Darnell's shocked, saying, bro, seriously. Shaky says, I'm done pretending this feels right. Yeah, Shaky got flipped. And I gotta take this one. Yo, I'll be right back. I gotta go outside. But I'll be back though. I'll be quick. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll real quick. Anyway. Pro Man watches this happen. For the first time in his life, he smiles a little bit. Oh. Pro Man quietly says he chose right. Shadow nods silently. Matt wins immunity. Oh. Darnell gets second. Shaggy and Oswald finish together. Grumpy Bear gets third, and Jewel finishes last. Matt's furious. Matt's furious. Grumpy Bear should be the one furious. He's the leader. Matt says you just threw your game away, Shaggy. Shaggy Firm now saying, no, I started playing it. Grumpy Bear says to Jewel, this is your fault too. Jewel says, my fault, you're the one who... They start arguing, cracks forming. Oh. Everyone gathers. Shadow and Pro Man stand off to the side watching the elimination. Matt is safe, who has immunity. Everyone else is vulnerable. Confessionals. Darnell votes Shaggy, saying you betrayed us. Grumpy Bear votes Shaggy. Jewel votes Grumpy Bear. Oswald votes Grumpy Bear. Shaggy votes Grumpy Bear. Oh, no! No, don't vote Grumpy Bear off, please. Don't vote him off. Please don't vote him off. Please do not vote Grumpy Bear off. Vote Shaggy off, man. He's the one. Hey, he's the one who decided to mess things up. So, okay, the idol's in the middle. The camera opens on the challenge field from last time, right in the center of the area, half buried in the dirt, a faint golden glow. Shadow is standing nearby with Pro Man, his eyes flake down slightly. He notices it instantly but doesn't say it out loud. And then Shadow says to Pro Man, you see that? Pro Man squints, but then he notices the glow saying an idol. Shadow nods once, saying, do you want it? Pro Man hesitates, saying this is a big moment. Oh, Darnell Pro Man soft but determined says no. Shadow raises an eyebrow. Pro Man says, I don't want to win because someone handed me something, but someone else might need it. Shadow smirks just a little. Garfield says, oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's an idol buried somewhere around here. Everyone immediately locks in. Find it, play it after their votes are cast, cancel all the votes against you. You know the deal. Everyone runs for the center. Matt, you shouldn't be running. You already got immunity, bro. Matt digs aggressively, not caring who he pushes aside. Darnell watches the other first, then searches smarter, not harder. Jewel, desperate after last round, digs frantically. Oswald's carefully searching, trying not to panic. Shaggy hesitates again, then remembers what he did last challenge. He commits. While everyone's distracted, Pro Man quietly walks past the area earlier and softly nudges the idol deeper, but in a spot easier if someone is calm, not chaotic. Shadow notices, he says nothing but understands. It's not Matt, it's not Jewel, and it's not even Darnell. Oswald finds it. Oswald quietly gasps, saying, oh, he pulls it out carefully. No one notices, he quickly hides it. From the sidelines, Pro Man sees. They are locked eyes for a second. Pro Man gives a small nod. Oswald nods back. Wait, what? Wait, what? No. Matt won the last challenge, so... I don't know why you giving me another one. ChatGPT, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Guys, I just got first sugar cookie on a single pull. How is that even possible? I wanted first salt cookie, not the other one. Well, at least I have my first cookie now in this game. Anyway, Shadow and Pro Man are still watching. Matt's immune while everyone else is vulnerable. Matt says to Shaggy, "You're done, you hear me, done?" Shaggy, 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 you is cooked, you hear me? You is cooked. I'm making a Matt edit after this. Matt literally got immune and snapped at Shaggy when he wasn't even the leader, bro. Grumpy Bear was the leader of this team. Shaggy calmed down, saying, like, I'm not scared of you, man. Darnell says to Matt, we vote Shaggy easy. Meanwhile, outsiders of the group, Oswald says to Shaggy and Jewel, we have 3 if we stick together. Jewel hesitating, pointing at Shaggy, I don't trust him. Shaggy says, then trust the numbers. Grumpy Bear is quiet, too quiet. He's thinking. Before Grumpy Bear can read before Garfield can read the votes, my bad. Grumpy Bear smirking says, oh wait. Everyone turns. Grumpy Bear says, I think I'll use this. He pulls out the swap token. Matt says, you've gotta be kidding me. Grumpy Bear can swap himself with someone else or swap 2 players' positions. He says, I'm swapping myself while grinning. Dramatic pause with Matt. What? What? Matt got immunity. What are you talking about? Matt says what? Yeah, Matt got immunity. That don't count. That don't count. ChatGPT. 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 This is what we're doing? But Matt won today's challenge, so why you picking him? He already won today's challenge, so I don't know where this is coming from. Yeah, good catch. That's what I thought. Matt has immune, cannot receive any votes. There we go. That's better. I was finna say. Matt, Darnell, and Grumpy Bear's playing vote Shaggy punish the flip. Oswald and Shaggy's playing vote Grumpy Bear. Jules stuck in the middle again. Right before the votes are read, Grumpy Bear holds it. Grumpy Bear says hold it. He pulls out the swap token again. He says, smirking, since I can't touch Matt, I'll swap Darnell with Oswald. What? Any votes for Darnell now go to Oswald. Any votes for Oswald now go to Darnell. Why Darnell? It couldn't have just been Shaggy, bruh? Darnell says, wait, what? Yeah, Darnell didn't do anything. Oswald says, oh no. Garfield says, no, this is messy. I like it. Votes are read. 1 vote's for Shaggy. 1 vote's for Grumpy Bear. Another's for Shaggy. 1 for Oswald. This was originally for Darnell. 1 for Oswald. This was originally gonna be Darnell. So, now these 2 are tied. And these 2 will be in a tiebreaker. And I'll be back. Text your mom and ask her if she can go get camera Garfield says, "Oh good, I was getting bored." Both must hang from a bar over a pit. Last one holding on stays. Excuse me. Shaggy is exhausted from helping Oswald earlier. Oswald's tired too, but determined. Shaggy, breathing heavy, says, "Like no hard feelings, man." She hasn't responded yet. Jeez. Anyway, Oswald says none. They hang. Seconds pass. Shaggy flips first, so Shaggy's eliminated. Because he slipped. Oswald shocked, saying Shaggy. Shaggy smiles weakly, Shaggy smiles weakly. I'm so exhausted, man. Anyway, Shaggy says, "Like you got this, dude." He's taken away. A smirk forms on Grumpy Bear's face, saying his move worked. His mood worked. Darnell says to Grumpy Bear, "You almost sent me home." Grumpy Bear says almost isn't enough. Pro Man watches Shaggy leave. The only one who chose kindness is gone. Pro Man quietly says he did the right thing and still lost. Shadow said this game doesn't reward right, but it remembers it. So the final five is Matt, the Immune Beast. What? Grumpy Bear, Darnell, Oswald, and Jewel. I'm done, bro. I'm so exhausted.